You know what makes me laugh about all of these like alpha male masculinity, like over the top with it, and I use these words ironically because it's funny and they're far from masculine. They will look at someone like me, for example, right? And I'll make videos on spirituality or manifestation and things like this. And I believe very heavily in these things. Everything that I've ever achieved in my entire life at only 23 years old is down to my own mind attracting it. They will look at something like that and they'll say, how do you call yourself masculine, but you're talking about manifestation? And they're like kind of like laughing about it, right? And it's very funny because first of all, I could just knock you the fuck out. So like, what are you talking about? I could meditate one moment and then smash my fist into your jaw the next. So I don't understand what you're talking about. Let's get that out of the way first and foremost. But secondly, I want to educate you on what actual masculinity truly is. Because it's not injecting yourself with steroids, getting loads of tattoos that everyone else already has, the fucking lion and the clock bullshit, copying every other alpha male that you think is masculine, and then just shouting and being loud all the time. That's not masculinity. Masculinity is not anything external to some degree. It's not about necessarily, oh, well, you know, I've got the big muscles and I'm loud and I'm aggressive and I'm this, that, and the other. That isn't masculinity. Masculinity is you deciding who you want to be as a man and sticking to that unapologetically. So if I believe in something, I stick to it and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's true masculinity. If I believe that I should protect and provide for the women in my life, and I'm going to do that, I don't care if some woke, blue-haired, you know, over-the-top feminist comes to me and says, well, that's toxic, women are independent, women are boss bitches. I believe I should look after the women in my life, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And because I believe it, I'm going to stick to it, because it's my belief. And I'm not going to let anyone sway my belief if I've decided that's how I want to live as a man. That is what masculinity is. Men talk about crying as well, right? Let's talk about crying. Let's talk about emotions for a second. This is an interesting topic a lot of men do not understand. Many men, and I've experienced this in my own personal life with men in the clubs and things like that when I've got into, you know, street fights and whatever, the ones that can't fight are always the loudest. They're always the most emotional, aggressive, in your face, barking at you. And then when it comes to actually throwing hands, they can't even throw a punch. And they get dropped instantly. And I'm talking about like 6'5", taller than me, massive, big men. I've fought big men in the club. And I'm just some like 5'11", you know, I ain't the biggest guy in the world. And I'm just dropping them. And one thing that's always a pattern I've noticed is they're always really loud, really emotional. And afterwards, they look like they're going to cry. So I want to talk to you about what true masculinity really is. It's about understanding yourself. That is masculinity, and being in control of all the parts of yourself. So your demons, your trauma, your emotional instabilities, learning when to turn on and off that aggression. So it's not about just flying off the handle and punching people and screaming and shouting. It's about learning when to use that in a positive and controlled way, and also when to turn it off and control it. That is masculinity.